Cyber Threat Brief for February 12, 2026. 3 patterns stand out today. First, AI is becoming both weapon and attack surface. Threat actors are using LLMs to improve phishing and malware generation, while users installing AI-themed browser extensions and agent add-ons are being hit with credential theft at scale. Second, hardware cost inflation from the memory shortage will squeeze IT budgets across the board, making it harder for SMBs to fund security refresh cycles alongside necessary infrastructure upgrades. Third, the fragmentation of criminal operations into smaller, faster groups, combined with state-sponsored prepositioning in edge infrastructure, means the threat environment is getting harder to track with traditional perimeter defenses. Here's a full breakdown of today's top security stories. Next section, critical alerts. Malicious Chrome extensions steal credentials and email data. 300K plus users affected. A campaign dubbed AI Frame deployed 30 malicious Chrome extensions disguised as AI assistants. Gemini AI Sidebar, AI Assistant, ChatGPT Translate, etc. that have been installed by over 300,000 users. The extensions steal credentials, browsing data, and email content. A subset of 15 extensions specifically targets Gmail, extracting email thread text directly from the DOM, including drafts. The extensions use iframes to load remote content and communicate with a single command and control domain, tapnetic.pro. Some extensions remain on the Chrome Web Store. Action: audit managed Chrome environments for the extension ID listed below. Block tapnetic.pro at the firewall/DNS level. If any are found, reset all passwords for affected users. Key extension ID to block, 5 extension ID. Refer to the show notes for the complete list. MSP, Managed Service Provider, relevance. Chrome extensions are a major blind spot in SMB, small and medium business, environments. Browser-based credential theft bypasses endpoint detection. Push Chrome extension whitelisting via group policy. Bleeping computer. Next section, vulnerability disclosures. WordPress WP Vivid Backup Plugin Remote Code Execution, CVE, 2026-1357, CVSS, the Common Vulnerability Scoring System, 9.8. A critical RCE vulnerability in the WP Vivid Backup and Migration plugin, 900,000 plus installs, allows unauthenticated arbitrary file upload. The flaw stems from improper RSA decryption error handling combined with lack of path sanitization, enabling directory traversal and malicious PHP upload. Exploitation requires the receive backup from another site option to be enabled non-default, with a 24-hour window tied to key validity. This feature is commonly enabled during migrations. CVE 2026-1357, CVSS 9.8 EPS, the Exploit Prediction Scoring System, 0.005, 64th percentile. Action: update to WP Vivid version 0.9.124 immediately. Audit any WordPress sites managed for clients using this plugin. Verify the Receive Backup feature is disabled when not actively in use. MSB relevance: many SMBs run WordPress for their public-facing sites. This plugin is popular for migrations between hosts, exactly the kind of work MSBs do for clients. Bleeping computer. Microsoft to enable Windows baseline security, runtime integrity. Microsoft announced it will enable runtime integrity safeguards by default in Windows, ensuring only properly signed software runs. This is a significant step toward reducing unsigned malware execution on Windows endpoints. Action: no immediate action required. Monitor Microsoft's rollout timeline and test compatibility with existing LOB applications, especially unsigned internal tools and scripts. MSB relevance: unsigned internal tools and legacy scripts may break. Start inventorying unsigned software in managed environments now. Security Week. Next section, ransomware and extortion. Amos Infostealer targeting Mac OS via AI app supply chain, Claw Havoc campaign. The AMOS, Atomic Mac OS Stealer, Stealer is being distributed through a supply chain attack on the OpenClaw/Claw Hub AI assistant ecosystem. Attackers uploaded malicious skills, add-ons mimicking crypto tools, productivity utilities, and Google Workspace integrations. Once installed, AMOS steals credentials, browser sessions, SSH keys, crypto wallet data, and Mac OS keychain passwords. AMOS has been active since May 2023 and operates as a $1,000/month malware as a service offering. Action: alert Mac OS users in managed environments. Audit for OpenClaw installations. Monitor for AMOS IOCs. Remind users that AI tool extensions are a growing attack vector. MSB relevance. Mac OS adoption is increasing in SMB environments. Supply chain attacks through AI tool ecosystems are a new distribution vector that bypasses traditional download-based detection. Bleeping computer. Apollo MD data breach impacts 626,000 individuals. Apollo MD, a healthcare staffing company, disclosed that hackers stole personal information of patients from affiliated physicians and practices, affecting 626,000 individuals. MSB relevance. Healthcare clients face regulatory reporting obligations under HIPAA. Ensure managed healthcare clients have incident response plans and breach notification procedures in place. Security Week. Next section, MSB/SMB Threats. Threat landscape fragmentation creates new risks for SMBs. Recorded Futures 2026 State of Security Report highlights that the threat landscape has fragmented significantly. Law enforcement pressure splintered criminal enterprises into smaller, faster operations. State-sponsored actors, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, have shifted from dramatic attacks to quiet prepositioning in identity systems, cloud environments, and edge infrastructure, VPN appliances, unpatched network devices. The convergence of state objectives and criminal capability compresses warning time for defenders. Action: prioritize patching edge infrastructure, firewalls, VPN concentrators, routers. Review identity system hardening. Assume that unpatched perimeter devices are already compromised. MSB relevance. SMBs are downstream targets when attackers preposition in edge infrastructure. The trend towards smaller, faster criminal operations means more attacks targeting the MSB supply chain. Recorded Future. State actors and hacktivists target global defense industry. Google warns that threat actors from Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran are actively targeting the global defense industry, including contractors and supply chain vendors. MSB relevance. SMBs in the defense supply chain, CMMC compliance path, should review access controls and monitor for nation-state TTPs, tactics, techniques, and procedures. Security Week. Next section, Windows/Active Directory security. GTIG, threat actors integrating AI to accelerate attacks. Google Threat Intelligence Group reports that in Q4 2025, threat actors increasingly used AI for reconnaissance, social engineering, and malware development. Key findings: model extraction, distillation. Attacks are rising as IP theft. North Korea, Iran, China, and Russia are using LLMs for phishing lure generation and technical research. A new malware family, HonestQ, uses Gemini's API to generate code for second-stage payload delivery. Underground services like Xanthorox claim independent AI models, but actually rely on jailbroken commercial APIs. Action: update email filtering rules to account for AI-generated phishing. Train users on higher quality lures. Monitor for unusual API calls to AI services from endpoints. MSB relevance. AI-generated phishing will be harder to distinguish from legitimate email. The quality bar for social engineering has dropped, meaning SMB employees will see more convincing attacks. Google Threat Intelligence. Next section, General Security News. Senegal National Biometric Database breached a group called Green Blood Group, breached Senegal's national biometric database, exposing personal records and biometric data of nearly 20 million residents. The breach highlights systemic security maturity gaps in government biometric systems. Dark reading. CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, to host town halls on Cyber Incident Reporting Rule. CIRSA. CISA will hold sector-by-sector town halls to refine the scope of the CIRSA regulation, which requires critical infrastructure operators to report significant cyber attacks within 72 hours and ransomware payments within 24 hours. The final rule has been delayed, with the Trump administration pushing it to May. MSB relevance. MSBs supporting critical infrastructure clients should track CIRSA final scope. Depending on definitions, MSBs themselves may fall under reporting requirements. Cyberscoop. Memory prices drive hardware cost, increases DRAM prices doubled, and NAND jumped 70% since late 2025. Cisco, Lenovo, and other vendors are passing costs to buyers. Cisco announced price hikes on networking hardware. A 10-15% decline in PC shipments is forecast if costs are fully passed through. Corporate buyers are accelerating purchases before further increases. MSB relevance. Budget for higher hardware costs in 2026. Advise clients to accelerate planned refresh cycles. Network equipment, switches, firewalls will cost more, which affects project quotes. The register memory, the register Cisco. 3D printer surveillance legislation in New York's 2026-2027 budget bill includes a provision requiring all 3D printers sold in the state to include blocking technology that scans print files through a firearms blueprint detection algorithm. Schneier on security. That concludes today's cyber threat brief. From Carolina Clear Tech. Stay patched, stay vigilant.